Today we are going to be taking a look at 5 huge hints from developers regarding LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I've really been digging around for this video and I've found 5 very interesting points. Some of you may know about them, some of you may not, or you may just know a few on the list, but these are 5 really interesting details that have maybe gone under the bus a bit, maybe some of them haven't, but at the same time I think they're worth talking about, and there are a few in here that even I didn't know about when first starting to research for this video. So like if you enjoy everyone, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the first point, which regards C-3PO. At E3 back in 2019, this is what the lead developer James McLaughlin had to say about him.
C-3PO is pretty cool. I mean, obviously, people I'm sure will see eventually that we have C-3PO splitting in half and you can be his legs or, his body.
So we all remember back in the original LEGO Star Wars games, C-3PO could get hit, he could lose both of his arms and a leg, and eventually then he would be destroyed, and you could still walk around without some of his key components. Well, now according to James McLaughlin, you are allowed to control neither his legs or his body, which could be apart from one another at the same time. It's not too clear how exactly this is going to function, but you heard what I heard. You can in some situations control his body, which may be apart from his legs. Maybe you can send his legs into another room and you can keep his body in one room. Maybe he means as C-3PO gets gradually destroyed, he loses not just his arms and his legs this time, but his head and his upper body as well. It's quite unclear how this works. I think the most interesting part is that you can actually control just his body, because how will that work without his legs there? I'm not too sure. But I really don't hear anyone talk about this one. It sounds very, very interesting, and I think I'm going to be playing as C-3PO straight away when I get this game, if I can, that is. I might have to unlock him first. But on to the next point, which again comes from James McLaughlin at E3. Not all of these are actually from James, but this second one also is.
We've got in LEGO environments, we've got sitting inside things with dust over it. You move over snow, you get snow on you. We've got damage models, as in vehicles have panels come off them when you get hit. The expansive universe, the landing on planets. The new technologies allowed us to do this that we've been using, and beyond we've got other things that you guys haven't seen yet, so we'll keep them hidden.
So I suppose you could call this one dynamic weather and overall physics, to be honest. Now, I thought before researching that The Force Awakens had the weather feature where, for example, if you were on a snowy planet, you'd get snow all over you. If you're on maybe a planet like Takodana, for example, you might get a bit of dirt over your shoes, something like that. But that wasn't actually in the Force Awakens game either. This is a brand new feature where there will be weathering depending on the planet you're on, which I think is really cool. He talks about dust as well. There'll be dustier areas to show. Let's say Crate, for example, might have this to show how old it is. I'm guessing this means there'll be footprints as well. Once again, the snow, the one that really comes to mind when you think about this, for me at least, is the snow, is Hoth Starkiller Base. I think they're going to be really interesting. We've also got the different models for ships, vehicles as well, where panels do come off when you're in the middle of combat, which I think just adds again to the feel of the overall game. Honestly, I'm so excited for these physics and also these weather features. Once again, I didn't think that this was a new thing at first. I thought this was in the Force Awakens game, but this is brand new. The next one is a bit of an unfortunate one on this list, but we move over to this shot of Darth Vader from the latest gameplay trailer we got back in the summer of last year. And this is the shot of Vader where he activates the red lightsaber in the corridor, and everybody was thinking this was from Rogue One. Well, this was actually confirmed by one of the developers over on Twitter that it's actually not from Rogue One, which could be a bad thing, also could be seen as a good thing. I'd say it's a bad thing because if there was ever going to be any spin-off or anything not exactly in the Skywalker Saga that they could incorporate as a level into the game, it would be the start of Rogue One, seeing as it's so close to Episode 4. But it's not. However, you could also argue that maybe they're going to extend upon that opening mission of Episode 4 and add this in at the start. So it could be a combination of Rogue One. You might not see any of the Rogue One characters, but adding in this scene, while you might not necessarily get what comes just before it on Scarif, you may get a small addition at the start of Episode 4. But obviously we do have a Rogue One character pack confirmed, and at this rate maybe it's looking the way that we're only going to be getting character packs in terms of expanded content outside of the 9 movies and not levels themselves. How do you feel about this one? On to number 4, and remember the legacy mode leak that recently surfaced back in December, and I told you guys not to look into it too much, but at the same time I said don't be too down if this doesn't happen, because I do see something like Legacy Mode happening. Well, straight after the first trailer release for LEGO Star Wars, TT Games tweeted this: even though we're busy away in a galaxy far, far away, we do hear and see all your feedback, so the team will be investigating Mumbling. No promises though. And then reporting live back to James McLaughlin, he had this to say.
The trailer we did has the Mumbling stuff in it, and that was we did it a while back, and we were just trying to get the point across that it's all of the films. That was what the main trailer was trying to do. But the overwhelmingly positive response about the Mumbling returning. I mean, you'll see then in the demo we have talking in the game. We're definitely going to take that back to the team and see what we can do, because you have one E3 in a game, right? And if you can hear what people are saying, and people are saying a certain thing, then maybe we can have it as a mode, maybe we can have it as an option. It's definitely something to think about. There's a lot of people who are into it. So yeah, I'll be bringing it back to the team and harassing my sound designers about that when we return.
And what I really love about this guy and the rest of the team, by the sounds of things, is that they don't just take on the slightest comment and kind of brush it off and give a small answer. He really seems dedicated to changing this, and I think with the amount of time extra, in a way you could say, they've had with the pandemic and having to delay the game, if they haven't managed to master this, I'd be very not worried, because at the end of the day we can survive without it. But at the same time I'd be shocked. There's no confirmation here, just bear that in mind, and the Legacy Mode thing could have been really fake, and it might not even be called Legacy Mode if this is added into the game. But I think something's coming. This is a big hint, and also just thanks to the TT Games developers for being this dedicated, because I just think this is really, really good on their part. And finally, number 5, I know a lot of people are going to be happy about this one, the Yoda death noise. It's a big thing, people love it from the original LEGO Star Wars games. And straight after the trailer was announced, a petition started for the Yoda death noise to be in the Skywalker Saga. This petition was retweeted by TT Games themselves, so they've acknowledged it. It would be seen as a bit of a troll if they didn't do this. I'm going to bring some light to this now. Some of you may know about it. Some of you who've joined recently into this LEGO Star Wars community may have not. But here it is. If this isn't in the game, if this isn't at least in the game in the classic character skin pack with Yoda in that, hopefully, then I'd be very worried. But once again, shout out to TT Games for actually caring about the minor things and not shying away from them, and overall showing the fans that they clearly care about what they're making. I think that is one of the most important things, and that's another reason why I'm so excited for this game, because I actually see some desire and some care from the developers. And we're going to leave it there, everyone. Like I said at the start, like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and let me know which one of these was your favourite. If there's any more that I missed out, I'm sure there was. I made a whole list of these things when I was researching through, but let me know any that stood out to you that maybe I didn't include. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.